А если не будете, тогда...
1, 2, 3.
First century of the Targaryen dynasty came to a close. The health of the old king, Jaehaerys, was failing. In those days, House Targaryen stood at the height of its strength, with 10 adult dragons under its yoke. Power could stand against it. King Jaehaerys reigned over nearly 60 years of peace and prosperity. But tragedy was his son, leaving his succession in doubt. So, in the year 101, the old king called a great council to choose an heir. Over 1,000 lords made the journey to Harrenhal. 14 succession claims were heard, but only 2 were truly considered. Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, the king's eldest descendant, and her younger cousin, Prince Viserys Targaryen, the king's eldest male descendant.
It is declared by all lords paramount and lords vassal of the Seven Kingdoms that Prince Viserys Targaryen be made Prince of Dragonstone.
Rhaenys, a woman, would not inherit the Iron Throne. The lords instead chose Viserys, my father. Jaehaerys called the Great Council to prevent a war being fought over his succession. For he knew the cold truth. The only thing that could tear down the House of the Dragon was itself.
А, вот кто, думаю, кто такой? А, 172.
Да, вот что на самом деле происходит. Он дракон.
Welcome back, Princess. Trust your ride was pleasant.
Try not to look too relieved, sir.
I am relieved. Every time that golden beast brings you back unspoiled, saves my head from a spike.
Cyrax is growing quickly. She'll soon be as large as Caraxes. That's almost large enough to settle too. I believe I'm quite content as a spectator. Thank you.
посмотри.
Холли.
Быстро обсуждаем.
Не, ну картинка.
Сейчас, дайте я посмотрю.
Он сейчас VPN включит.
Нет.
Можно сделать качество 360, который. Пиксели.
Мне Full HD нормально.
Я птичье сделала.
Ну да. Как вы хотите смотреть?
480 даже.
Вы что, на телефоне 408?
720.
720 давайте.
А, ну да.
Что, он зал начнется?
Будь
У нас
что.
планка быстро очень падает, короче. Да, из
Так. Как дела ваши? Как вы называете? О, все.
Rhaenyra. You know I don't like you to go flying while I'm in this condition.
You don't like me to go flying while you're in any condition. Your Grace,
Good morrow, Alicent.
did you sleep?
I slept.
How long?
I don't need mothering, Rhaenyra.
Well, here you are, surrounded by attendants, all focused on the babe. Someone has to attend to you.
You will lie in this bed soon enough, Rhaenyra. This discomfort is how we serve the realm.
I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle in glory.
We have royal wounds, you and I. The childbed is our battlefield. We must learn to face it with a stiff lip. Now take a bath. You stink of dragon.
So I said to him, well, I believe you might be looking up the wrong end.
My lords, the growing alliance among the free cities has taken to styling itself the Triumph. A massive on Bloodstone are presently rigging the stepstone to a pirate.
Well, that sounds suspiciously like good news, Lord.
A man called Kragas Drehar has styled himself the Prince Admiral of this triarchy. They call him the Crab Feeder, due to his inventive methods of punishing his enemies.
And are we meant to weep for dead pirates?
No, Your Grace.
Rhaenyra, you're late. King's cupbearer must not be late. Leaves people wanting for cups.
It's visiting mother.
On Dragonbank?
Your Grace, at Prince Damon's urging, the Crown has invested significant capital in the retraining and re-equipping of his city watch. I thought you might urge your brother to fill his seat in the council and provide an assessment of his progress as commander of the watch.
Do you think Damon is distracted by his present tasks, and that his thoughts and energies are occupied?
Well, one would hope so, considering the associated costs.
Then let us all consider your gold well invested, Lord Beesbury.
I would urge that you not allow this triarchy much latitude in the stepstones, Your Grace. If those shipping lanes should fall, it will beggar our ports.
The Crown has heard your report, Lord Corliss, and takes it under advisement. Shall we discuss the heirs tournament, Your Grace?
I would be delighted. Will the Maester's name day prediction hold, Melos?
You must understand that these things are mere estimations, my king, but we have all been poring over the moon charts, and we feel that our forecast is as accurate as it can be.
The cost of the tournament is not negligible. Perhaps we might delay until the child is in hand.
Most of the lords and knights are certainly on their way to King's Landing already to turn them back
The
now.
tourney will take the better part of a week. Before the games are over, my son will be born, and the whole realm will celebrate.
We have no way of predicting the sex of the child.
Of course, no Maester's capable of rendering an opinion free of conditions, are they now? There's a boy in the Queen's belly. I know it. And my heir will soon put all of this damnable hand-wringing to rest himself.
He passed through the Red Keep's gates at First Light.
Does my father know he's here?
No.
It.
God be good.
It's all right, sir. Sparo drivo se gauma kebus.
Nuoso dime, che si nuos demigos medlarios.
Doch hem balik nut stati lux daor. En sin drasma koda brimas tu daor.
Cargiba ieri ti tempo isa.
Se pa veso gos curiositmasta.
Che poi uno sud cotion tradira rota.
Kodio dranno sit isa.
Exie ultratan.
Dranno zucho ariosit.
Amuno tresi sico si agevo. Ergoti sperio.
Na se pa vronqui jalina.
E poi sangue. Do you know what it is?
It's Valyrian steel. Like Dark Sister.
Turn around.
Это его племянница. Ну, я говорю же, пахнет.
Now, you and I both own a small piece of our ancestry.
Да это даже слова помните этот сериал?
Did you read it? Of course I read it.
When Princess Nymeria arrived in Dawn, who did she take to husband?
A man.
What was his name?
Lord something.
If you answer with Lord something, Septimalo will be furious.
She's funny when she's furious.
You're always like this when you're worried.
Like what?
Disagreeable. You're worried your father is about to overshadow you with a son.
I only worry for my mother. I hope for my father that he gets a son. As long as I can recall, it's all he's wanted.
You want him to have a son?
I want to fly with you on Dragonback, see the great wonders across the narrow sea and eat only cake.
I'm being serious.
I never just about cake.
You aren't worried about your position.
I like this position. It's quite comfortable. Where are you going?
Home. The hour has grown late.
Princess Nymeria led her Rhoynar across the narrow sea on 10,000 ships to flee their Valyrian pursuers. She took Lord Mors Martell of Dawn to husband and burned her own fleet off Sunspear to show her people that they were finished running.
What are you doing?
So you remember?
If the Scepter sees this book,
What the Scepter?
Rhaenyra!
Is it healing?
It has grown slightly, Your Grace.
Can you say yet what it is?
We've sent inquiries to the Citadel. They are searching the text for similar cases.
It's a small cut from sitting a throne. It's nothing.
The king has been under heavy stresses preparing for the birth. Bad humours of the mind can adversely affect the body.
Whatever it is, it needs to be kept quiet.
We should leech it again, Megan.
It's a wound that refuses to heal, Grand Maester. Might I suggest cauterization?
Cauterization would be a wise course of treatment, Your Grace. It will be painful.
Fine. Fine. You spend more time in that bath than I do on the throne.
This is the only place I can find comfort these days.
It's tepid.
It's as warm as the Maesters will allow.
Don't they know dragons prefer heat?
After this miserable pregnancy, I wouldn't be surprised if I hatched an actual dragon.
And he will be loved and cherished.
Rhaenyra has already declared that she's to have a sister.
Really?
She even named her
Dare I ask?
Visenya. She chose the dragon's egg for the cradle that she said reminded her of Vagar.
God be good. This family already has its Visenya.
Has there been any word from your dear brother?
Not since I named him commander of the City Watch. I'm sure he will re-emerge for the tourney. He can never stay away from the lists.
The tourney. To celebrate the firstborn son that we presently do not have. You do understand that nothing will cause the babe to grow a cock if it does not already possess one.
This child is a boy, Emma.
Yeah.
I'm certain of it. I've never been more certain of anything. The dream was clearer than a memory. Our son was born wearing Aegon's iron crown. And I heard the sound of thundering hooves, splintering shields and ringing swords. And I placed our son upon the iron throne. As the bells of the Grand Sept tolled, and all the dragons roared as one.
Born wearing a crown. God spare me. Birth is unpleasant enough as it is. This is the last time. Viserys. I've lost one babe in the cradle, had 2 stillbirths and 2 pregnancies ended well before their term. That's 5 in twice as many years. I know it is my duty to provide you an heir. And I'm sorry if I have failed you in that I am. But I've mourned all the dead children I can.
Помнишь, что в Средневековье?
When I took command of the watch, you stray mongrels. Starving and undisciplined. Now, you're a pack of hounds, sated, honed for the hunt. My brother's city has fallen into squalor. Crime of every breed has been allowed to thrive. No longer. Beginning tonight, King's Landing will learn to fear the color gold.
It was an unprecedented roundup of criminals of every ilk. Your brother made a public show of it.
meting out the summary judgments himself, until they needed a 2-horse cart to haul away the resulting dismemberments when it was done. God be good. The prince cannot be allowed to act with this kind of unchecked impunity.
Brother?
Damon.
Carry on. You were saying something about my impunity.
You are to explain your doings with the City Watch.
Your new gold cloaks made quite the impression last night, didn't they?
Did they?
The City Watch is not a sword to be wielded at your whim. They're an extension of the Crown.
The Watch was enforcing the Crown's laws. Didn't you agree, Lord Strong?
My prince, I don't Making a public spectacle of wanton brutality is hardly in line with our laws.
Nobles from every corner of the realm are right now descending upon King's Landing for my brother's tourney. Do you want them mugged, raped, murdered? You mightn't know this unless you left the safety of the Red Keep, but much of King's Landing is seen by the small folk as lawless and terrifying. Our city should be safe for all its people.
I agree. I just hope you don't have to maim half of my city to achieve this.
Time will tell.
We installed Prince Damon as commander to promote law and order. The criminal element should fear the City Watch.
Thank you for your support, Lord Corners.
If only the prince would show the same devotion to his lady wife as he does his work, your grace. You've not been seen in the Vale or at Runestone for quite some time.
I think my bronze bitch is happier for my absence.
Lady Rhea is your wife, a good and honourable lady of the Vale.
In the Vale, men are said to fuck sheep instead of women. I can assure you, the sheep are prettier.
You made a vow before the Seven to honour your wife in marriage.
I'd gladly give Lady Rhea to you, Lord Hightower, if you're in want of a woman to warm your bed. Your own lady wife passed recently. Did she not?
Otto.
Perhaps you aren't ready to move on just yet.
You know how my brother makes sport of provoking you. Must you indulge him?
My apologies, your grace.
This council has, at great expense, bettered the City Watch to your exacting standards. Enforce my laws, but understand, any further performances like last night's will be answered.
Understood, Your Grace.
King's Landing has been in decline since my grandmother passed. In the end, this new City Watch might be a good thing.
Нагрубленный, да? Там некрасивый эльфа. Страшная игра. Но страшная. А Ланда Блумберг красивый. Со мной внизу. Что-то общематое.
What troubles you, my prince? I could bring in another. Perhaps a maiden. Perhaps several. Could even arrange one with Silveria. You are Daemon Targaryen, rider of Caraxes, wielder of Dark Sister. The king cannot replace you.
I know many of you have travelled long leagues to be at these games, but I promise you will not be disappointed. When I look at the fine knights in these lists, I see a group without equal in our histories. And this great day has been made more auspicious by the news
that I am happy to share. Queen Emma has begun her labours. May the rock of the seven shine upon all combatants.
A mystery knight? No, a Cole of the Stormlands. I've never heard of House Cole.
Princess Rainey is Targaryen. I would humbly ask for the favour of the queen who never was.
Good fortune to you, cousin.
I would gladly take it if I thought I needed it.
Without Baratheon's tongue device. Tongues will not change the succession. Let them wait.
Lord Stokeworth's daughter is promised to that young Tarly squire.
Lord Massey's son.
They're to be married as soon as he wins his knighthood.
Let's get on with it. I heard that Lady Eleanor is hiding a swollen belly beneath her dress.
What do you know about this Sir Kristen Cole, Sir Harry?
I'm told Sir Kristen is common-born son of Lord Dondarrion's steward, but other than that, and the fact that he's just unhorsed both of the Baratheon lads, I really couldn't say.
Targaryen, Prince of the city, will now choose his first opponent. First challenge, Prince Daemon Targaryen chooses Sir Gawain Hightower of Old Town, eldest son of the Hand of the King.
Nicely done, Uncle.
Thank you, Princess. Now, I'm fairly certain I can win these games, Lady Alicent. Having your favour, We're all but assured.
Точка? Ёлая.
Good luck, my prince.
Фишка не забудем, что у нас все 8 будет.
What's happening? The infant is in breach, Your Grace. All attempts to turn the babe have failed. Do something for her! We've given her as much milk of the puppy as we can without risking the child. Your queen is a strong woman. She's fighting with all her might, but it may not be enough. Emma! Emma! I'm here. I'm here. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. All right.
The day grows ugly.
I wonder if this is how we should celebrate the birth of our future king. With wanton violence.
It's been 70 years since King Mabel's end. These nights are as green as summer grass. None have known real war. Their lord sent them to the tourney field with fists full of steel and balls full of seed. And we expect them to act with honour and grace. It's a marvel that war didn't break out at first blood.
Интересно, это можно.
Melos,
Музыкальный стучок.
Your Grace, if you would.
Лучшая игра китайский десант.
During a difficult birth, it sometimes becomes necessary for the father to make an impossible choice.
Speak it.
To sacrifice one or to lose them both. There is a chance that we can save the child. A technique is taught at the Citadel which involves cutting directly into the womb to free the infant. But the resulting blood loss...
7 house bells. You can save the child.
We must either act now or leave it with the gods.
Sir Crispin Cole will now tilt against Sir Daemon Targaryen, Prince of the City!
Мне же всегда дали умирать. Сейчас все поиграются карты.
Он классный.
to bring the babe out now. I love you. No, it's all right.
What are you doing?
It's all right.
No, I'm scared, Mum.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. They're going to bring the babe. It's all right. Please. I can bring the babe.
I'm making the first incision. Please hold still. Don't be scared.
Sword! Prince Daemon Targaryen wishes to continue in a contest of arms!
Уа! Что ты показываешь?
18 плюс.
Это 30 плюс, мне кажется. Это средневековье.
Ну ладно,
Сейчас легче. Уа! Вот! Вот это! А нет, погоди.
Yield. Yield.
А все равно убьет его. Все равно убьет сейчас. Дурак. Убьем его. Кто читает, у нас есть цифра 40 литров за первую серию? Нет. Там миллион было уже.
I was hoping to ask for the princess's favor.
Нужно ему счетчик сделать.
Главный герой.
Это он? Не, мне кажется, он красавчик.
Oh, she locked, said Kristen.
Princess.
Ну, нормально. Учтите, что в этом фильме нет, в этом сериале не будет такого там Джона Сноу, которого все будут любить.
Нужно было быть.
И которого в конце убьет.
Congratulations, Your Grace.
Пусть снова горят в аду.
Да, говори.
It's a boy. A new heir, Your Grace.
Они хоть попытались ее спасти или просто
Had you and the Queen chosen a name?
Babe.
Ребенок ногами стал, да?
Ulaşın ya. Это вот тоже все видно, правда, глаза. Доктор на мальчика плохо поставил.
Может, он не похож на отца?
Может,
Черный дреда. Вообще-то пол определяет мужчина, действительно.
Я говорю, что мальчик тоже. Вот, да. Он же не зря плохо посмотрел. Черные убили сразу.
Waiting for you.
Я был Хурсан, дура. Счастливая ночь.
Ruoho veronkoro pakero ketuna. Lotolie kepenuja kerimbi ventos pentas.
Keperu havisiach.
Акцент испанский.
Algidu tiberio tolet. Johran laeza.
Cresitori kespan.
Нет, для него дочка это самая дорогая. Нет.
Дядя.
Конечно, дядя, ну конечно, сразу.
Where's Rhaenyra? Your Grace, this is the last thing any of us wish to discuss at this dark hour, but I consider the matter urgent.
What matter?
That of your succession. These recent tragedies have left you without an obvious heir.
The king has an heir, my lord has.
Despite how difficult this time is, Your Grace, I feel it important that succession be firmly in place for the stability of the realm.
The succession is already set, by precedent and by law.
Shall we say his name? Daemon Targaryen.
If Daemon were to remain the uncontested heir, it could destabilize the realm.
The realm? Or this council?
No one here can know what Daemon would do were he king, but no one can doubt his ambition. Look at what he did with the Gold Cloaks. The City Watch is fiercely loyal to him. An army 2,000 strong.
An army you gave him, Otto. I named Daemon Master of Laws, but you said he was a tyrant. As Master of Coin, you said he was a spendthrift that would beggar the realm. Putting Daemon in command at the City Watch was your solution.
A half measure, Your Grace. The truth is, Daemon should be far away from this court.
Daemon is my brother. My blood. And he will have his place at my court.
Let him keep his place at court, Your Grace. But if the gods should visit some further tragedy on you, either by design or accident...
What are you saying? My brother would murder me. Take my crown. Are you? Please. Daemon has ambition, yes, but not for the throne. He lacks the patience for it.
The gods have yet to make a man who lacks the patience for absolute power, Your Grace.
Under such circumstances, it would not be an aberration for the king to name a successor.
Well, who else would have a claim?
The king's firstborn child.
Rhaenyra. A girl. No queen has ever sat the Iron Throne.
That is only by tradition and precedent, Lord
If order and stability so concerns this council, then perhaps we shouldn't break 100 years of it by naming a girl heir.
Damon would be a second Maegor, or worse. He is impulsive and violent. It is the duty of this council to protect the king and the realm from him. I'm sorry, Your Grace, but that is the truth as I see it, and I know that others here agree.
I will not be made to choose between my brother and my daughter.
You wouldn't have to, Your Grace. There are others who would have a claim.
Such as your wife, Lord Corlys, but the queen who never was.
Rhaenys was the only child of Jaehaerys' eldest son. She had a strong claim at the Great Council, and she already has a male
Just
heir.
moments ago, you announced your support for Damon.
If we cannot agree on an heir, then how can we
My
expect
wife
a
and son are dead! I will not sit here and suffer crows that come to feast on their corpses!
Send a raven to Old Town, straight away.
My lady.
My darling. How's Rhaenyra?
She lost her mother.
The Queen was well loved by all. I found myself thinking of your own mother today.
How is his grace?
Very low. Which is why I sent for you. I thought you might go to him, offer him comfort.
In his chambers? I wouldn't know what to say.
Stop that. He'll be glad of a visitor. You might wear one of your mother's dresses.
Дедушка хочет. Свою дочь взрослый мужик отправляет.
Власть у него сильнее останется.
The Lady Alicent Hightower, Your Grace.
What is it, Alicent?
I thought I might come and look in on you, Your Grace. I brought a book.
It's very kind, thank you.
Молодые актрисы, они хорошо
It's a
играют.
favourite of mine. I do know how passionate you are for the histories.
Yes, I am.
Потому что, когда ты говоришь, что никакого дома Хайтауэра не было, что никаких Хайтауэра не выжили в итоге.
И в книге они ясно эти дебилы, они удалили.
А, в фильме? Я думала, Дэмон все в жопу.
When my mother died, people only ever spoke to me in riddles. All I wanted was for someone to say that they were sorry for what happened to me. I'm very sorry, Your Grace.
Я же говорю. Психолог, скорее всего. Вернулись. И снова. Остальные смотрели. Мои трое.
The king's sole heir once again.
Might we drink to our future?
Quiet! Your prince will speak! Silence!
Before we begin, Your Grace, I have a report I feel compelled to share. Last night, Prince Damon bought out one of the pleasure houses on the Street of Silk to entertain officers of the City Watch and other friends of his.
King and council have long ruled my position as next in line for the throne. But, dream and pray as they all might, it seems I'm not so easily replaced. The gods give just as the gods take away.
He toasted Prince Balon,
The king's son.
styling him the heir for a day. I corroborated this report with 3 separate witnesses. The evening was, by all accounts, a celebration.
You cut the image of the conqueror, brother.
Did you say it?
I don't know what you mean.
You will address me as Your Grace, or I will have my Kingsguard cut out your tongue. The heir for a day. Did you say it?
We must all mourn in our own way, Your Grace.
My family has just been destroyed. But instead of being by my side or near us, you chose to celebrate your own rise, laughing with your whores and your leg spittles. You have no allies at court but me. I have only ever defended you. Yet everything I've given you, you've thrown back in my face.
You've only ever tried to send me away to the Vale, to the City Watch, anywhere but by your side. 10 years you've been king, and yet not once have you asked me to be your hand.
Why would I do that?
Because I'm your brother. And the blood of the dragon runs thick.
Then why do you cut me so deep?
I've only ever spoken the truth. I see Otto Hightower for what he is.
An unwavering and loyal
A
hand.
cunt. A second son who stands to inherit nothing he doesn't seize for himself.
Otto Hightower is a more honorable man than you could ever be.
He doesn't protect you. I would.
From what?
Yourself. You're weak, Viserys. And that council of leeches knows it. They all prey on you for their own ends.
I have decided to name a new heir.
I'm your heir.
Not anymore. You are to return to Runestone and your lady wife at once. And you are to do so without quarrel. By order of your king.
Your Grace.
father?
Valerian was the last living creature to have seen of Valyria before the Doom. Its greatness and its flaws. When you look at the dragons, what do you see?
What? You haven't spoken a word to me since Man's funeral. And now you send your King's Guard down.
Answer me. It's important. What do you see?
I suppose I see us.
Tell me.
Everyone says Targaryens are closer to gods than to men. But they say that because of our dragons. Without them, we're just like everyone else.
The idea that we control the dragons is an illusion. They're a power men should never have trifled with. One that brought Valyria its doom. If we don't mind our own histories, it will do the same to us. Targaryen must understand this to be king. Or queen. I'm sorry, Rhaenyra. I have wasted the years since you were born, wanting for a son. You are the very best of your mother. And I believe, as I know she did, that you could be a great ruling queen.
Daemon is your heir.
Daemon was not made to wear the crown, but I believe that you were.
Corlys of House Velaryon, Lord of the Tides, and Master of Driftmark.
I, Corlys Velaryon, Lord of the Tides and Master of Driftmark, promise to be faithful to King Viserys and his named heir, the Princess Rhaenyra. I pledge fealty to them and shall defend them against all enemies in good faith and without deceit. I swear this by the old gods and the new.
This is no trivial gesture. Dragon saddle is one thing, but the Iron Throne is the most dangerous seat in the realm.
I, Lord Hobart Hightower, Beacon of the South, Defender of the Citadel, and Voice of Old Town, promise to be faithful to King Viserys and his named heir, the Princess Rhaenyra. I pledge fealty to them, and shall defend them against all enemies in good faith and without deceit. I swear this by the old gods and the new.
Give me your hand.
I, Orban Baratheon, promise to be faithful.
There's something else that I need to tell you. Might be difficult for you to understand, but you must hear it. Our histories. They tell us that Aegon looked across the Blackwater from Dragonstone, saw a rich land ripe for the capture. But ambition alone is not what drove him to conquest. It was a dream. And just as Daenerys foresaw the end of Valyria, Aegon foresaw the end of the world of men. Just to begin with a terrible winter, gusting out of the distant north.
I, Rickon Stark, Lord of Winterfell.
Aegon saw absolute darkness riding on those winds, and whatever dwells within will destroy the world of the living. When this great winter comes, Rhaenyra, all of Westeros must stand against it. And if the world of men is to survive, a Targaryen must be seated on the Iron Throne. A king or queen, strong enough to unite the realm against the cold and the dark. Aegon called his dream the Song of Ice and Fire. This secret, it's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time. Now you must promise to carry it and protect it. Promise me this, Rhaenyra.
Все, что случилось в оригинале после 4-го сезона, это не канон книги.
I, Viserys Targaryen, first of his name, King of the Andals and the Rhoynar, and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm, do hereby name Rhaenyra Targaryen, Princess of Dragonstone, and heir to the Iron Throne.
Сапожник все снимал. Или шапочник, короче.
Давай, Узбек, что сдерживайся. Начинай.
Я уже 3 раз смотрю.
Конечно, он не охал и не ахал. Ты вчера не
Сдержался. Утром в 6 утра ты смотрел, что ли?
Ты что, не сдержали?
Ну это лык был.
И ты такой, он знаете, сколько плакал насчет Лика, что вот,
Чё, у тебя за
bastards, они вытащили эти.
Нет, майку подними-ка.
А это цельно.
И зачем ты посмотрел без нас?
память.
Зачем ты нас собрал тогда?
А?
What the hell?
Это не депиляция?
Поснимать
Что вы
Посмотри, что
Bullshit.
не, это загар.
Что, какие яйца? Да, там это
Загар?
наклейка.
Я думаю, до депиляции они так зовут.
Что, какие яйца?
Загар. Круто, мне нравится.
Да.
Я
Что
думаю,
прям такие?
будет.
Жалко,
что
таких все
мало
не было.
крови.
Жалко Дэймона.
А?
Классный парень.
Крови мало.
Вообще.
Крови мало.
Только
Да,
начало.
я
Только
ожидала
начало.
больше.
Только начало.
Она
Крови.
вышла, когда ребенок умер.
Да, я что-то не поняла, почему
Поэтому
она
Поэтому мало
то
крови,
есть,
как бы.
потому что, ну да.
Ну ладно.
Классный,
Кто порался?
нормальный, посмотрим,
Ты что, нас снимал?
Жду
Да.
сейчас.
Я жду вас.
Кто внимательно смотрел?
Пока не пока не
Кто сколько раз вышел? Мне кажется,
Впечатление.
самые крутые комментарии давал Аброр.
Я что посмотрел. Ничего.
Ольга, давай. А ты что, какое первое впечатление?
Да он уже все знает, что, блин.
Нет, 9 из 10.
9 из 10.
Вот
Что
9
там?
из 10.
Единичка.
По лору все почти правильно.
Почти.
Почему?
Почти.
По
не
книге?
считаю.
Ну, Виларион, они в книге белые.
Мгм.
Они как эти, как Таргариен, валерийцы они.
Мгм.
Они их здесь черными сделали.
Мгм.
Вилария, который черный, который, да?
Потом Рейнис,
Black
тот,
Lives Matter, короче.
тот, короче, он ее не казан, а ее дядя.
Мгм.
Вот, потому что у нее жена, у нее мама была баритоном была. У нее по книге черные волосы. Потому что у баритонов крови она сильная, у них везде постоянно черные волосы.
Из-за волос минус 1 балл, да? Чтобы
Ну,
волосы не пошли.
Да, тоже да.
Может, дракония познавала таким образом.
Потом Эмма Аарон, она, жена, которая умерла от родов,
Мгм.
она в книге вышла замуж в 12 лет.
В 12 лет?
12 лет. да.
Ну, может, ей 22.
Она родила, умерла, наверное, где-то лет 16-18.
Она же говорит
Они
10
по-
лет.
Они по книге все молодые.
Нет,
Они по книге
Вот,
все
и
молодые.
ей 22, говоришь? После
Да, или
Средневековья.
допустим, 13 лет, когда она выходит замуж, и
Да,
когда ее
да, да.
насилуют.
Да,
Ну,
да,
мужик
да, да.
30-летний. Там они все молодые, короче.
Да.
Тут тоже все вообще по книге молодые, но они, как в фильме же нельзя
Поэтому
молодые.
они от
Актеров
ребенка-
не подобрали.
Поэтому они, нет, они
Не прошли кастинг.
Ты представляешь, если бы в фильме
Так
показали
бы сыграли,
ребенка, это было бы как распространение порнографии, по сути. Это невозможно.
Просто в средний век они все хуже выглядят, чем на свой возраст, скорее всего. На 20 лет хуже.
Просто вот
Старше.
я помню, когда «Игры престолов» они вспоминают Таргаринов, они все время их вспоминают как безумных всех. Потому что они все жестокие, они все эгоисты. Были главные это драконы, власть, по сути, да. И они ни с кем не считались, по своему мнению, ни с кем.
Брательник
И
такой
поэтому
же
они
есть,
говорят,
что, блин.
как мы можем вернуть обратно Таргарина, если они были такими-такими. Помнишь, такой разговор был?
Да.
А теперь показывают этого короля Таргарина, который, по сути, слабак, думает о людях. Ты был жесток при кому? К преступникам. И они осуждают Дэймона. Хотя Дэймон, по сути, это живое олицетворение того образа Таргарина, который тогда был. И в чем сейчас проблема? Вот, непонятно.
Чего
Это Дэймон
проблема?
самый адекватный наследник на данный момент. Действительно, что? Мужчина средних лет.
Вот это
здоровый. Не факт, что...
Любитель фэнтези.
Здорово, все нормально.
Человек, который пересмотрел сколько раз?
Много раз. Но не в последний сезон. Последний сезон я не смотрю.
Специально.
Принципиально.
Ненавижу.
Я последнюю серию, то есть, я посмотрела, я уже знала, кого убьют. И потом я с первой серии начала. Это чтобы просто узнать, как получилось, что ее убили.
Нет, были люди, которые любили Старков. Были люди, которые любили Джона Сноу. А были люди, которые любили Таргарина.
Ой, молодец.
И взяли они в конце двух героев, и один герой убил другого героя.
Я в Старке, кроме Неда, больше никого не люблю.
Нет,
Кроме
это
Неда Старка, ну, отца.
Это который маленький или вот?
Нет,
Который
самый первый номер.
Шон Бин, которому
Бин, да.
предлагает
Который
союз. Сначала Ланнистеры, он отказался. Потом предлагал союз Мизинец, он отказался. И потом в конце убили, и все сожалели, почему его
Мне
убили.
кажется, его все любили, потому что вначале его так
Не
Он на союз
согласились.
согласился, просто потом Джоффри решил сам по себе и победил. Он же король, не запретишь.
Я конец говорю, ужасно, я посмотрел, мне показалось самым логичным концом. То есть, так случилось, потому что самый логичный это был единственный правильный выбор. А то все друг
можно было
друга
закончить.
да,
Иначе
переубивали бы.
Они бы уже зашли в тупик. Так что... That's all right. Я согласна с концом.
А по книге как?
Еще она не
По
написана.
книге все живы, короче.
Она еще не написана.
Я по книге еще
Не ясно.
не закончил.
Его пишут,
Две
что ли?
книги есть.
Да.
Вроде пишет.
Представь, он не будет писать.
Уже 10 лет пишет.
Эльбек сейчас его убьет.
Уж кино снимают без книги сразу.
77, что
Не допишут.
73 может. 73.
Жди еще.
Не надейся.
Может, и пишет. Может, и живем.
Он по наследству передаст.
У него детей нет?
Ну, сестра может быть, закрыта есть.
Поэтому она так
Кто вообще
живо,
там
а
это
наследование пишет.
Да, американец.
Приезжий какой-то.
Так, все
Не индейцы пишут.
Не, ну на самом деле радует эта серия.